Coming up in this episode, conditions deteriorate dramatically.
As you can see, it's just not very nice at the moment at all. Things get rough in the night. The noise of it, like screeching through the rigging and stuff.
And we make our final approach to the island of Tahiti.
You can see it. Yeah. Three o'clock in the afternoon, and the wind has been slowly, ever so slightly filling in throughout the day. The latest weather forecast was for it to fill in a little bit this morning, and then this afternoon and this evening just go completely dead 3 knots, and then start filling in properly tomorrow. But I don't know, I've got a feeling in my bones that this behind me is here to stay. We got 6 to 8 knots, and we're doing 2.5 to 3 knots speed over ground.
I'm starting to hear that lovely sound again. I'll try and record it. Water tickling the hull. Fantastic. One thing I love about sailing is when you're living, or when we used to live in Penarth and Cardiff and in the towns and cities, you don't notice the environment you're living in. You're just too busy and rushed at your normal life, and you just, you know, live day to day, and you just don't notice the things that happen around you. But as soon as you come out to sea, when there's all that matters is the environment you're in, you start noticing things like the moon is up there in the sky. I'm not sure if you can see it. When we first left, it was just a little slither of moon. It's been getting slightly bigger. It's been exposing itself a bit more and more every single day, and then we start thinking, oh, if it's a clear night when we arrive and the moon is getting bigger, it's not going to be so dark. And there's something you never ever notice when you're living in a city or town. You don't pay any attention to the moon. You probably don't think about the moon for months and months at a time. We come out here in the evenings, we notice all the stars, and your world gets compressed to just all you think about is the weather, the cloud, what the clouds are looking like, how much cloud layer there is, the pattern, the surface of the sea, the swell pattern, the waves, how much wind there is. It's just crazy how your life, the important things in life change from doing one errand and going to your job and then running around and doing one thing after another to just taking in the environment you're living in. And this is, when you're out at sea, all that matters is this around you, nothing else. It's wonderful. Tonight on the menu it is ham, water that's going to be made into mashed potato, peas and cheese sauce.
Yeah. This is our last evening and night of calm, beautiful sleeping conditions when you're off watch, because tomorrow all hell breaks loose.
So here it is. The meal before all hell breaks loose tomorrow. Delicious.
Well, it's the last night before the storm.
There's no storm.
No, there's no storm. They're expecting up to 20 knots tomorrow, and the next day about 25 gusts. It's going to be a shock to the system, I think, after travelling for like the last 4 or 5 days in very, very light winds, and we've been flying this spinnaker for the past 4 days, and then we're going to be...
No, this is the 5th day we've had the spinnaker.
5th day.
5 days.
And then we'll be going to probably Double Reef Main and small Juno out on a pole is going to be, well, expecting 2.5 metre swells as well. It's going to be totally and utterly different out here compared to this as it is now. Good. As you can see behind me, you really can't beat a sunset at sea. Stunning!
And the spinnaker looks beautiful.
Yeah, the spinnaker looks absolutely delicious.
Flying absolutely perfect, straight edge. And then a round curved edge out on the outside.
Cupped.
Beautiful.
Lovely.
Oh, the shape of it is absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
Can't beat a nice spinnaker shape. 5 days it's been up. The longest we've ever had a spinnaker up is this time is 5 days.
Yeah.
Incredible, really.
Yeah, absolutely wonderful. Beautiful. Yeah. You wouldn't believe we're in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, would you?
No.
Look how flat it is.
Just got the spinnaker down after 5.5 days of it being up, and we've got the Genoa out now. Wind is starting to pick up. We've got 7 knots behind. It's due to pick up to about 15 knots overnight, and 20 knots tomorrow, and then 25 knots the next day.
Good morning. As you can see outside, what a different day. I just woke up compared to what it has been like on this passage. Overnight the wind picked up nicely to about 15 knots, and now today we've got about 20-25 knots it's going to be anyway. Good morning everyone, just a quick little crude chart update. It's currently 10 to 10 Friday, July 28th, 2023 on passage from Nuku Hiva to Tahiti.
And we're going right off course.
We are.
No wind.
We are. As you can see, we passed through all these atolls over the last 48 hours, popped out at the end, just in time for that wind that was on about that's going to come in from the east. Strong wind, 20 to 25 today and possibly 30 gusting tomorrow. So it's perfect timing to get through these atolls, so then we can turn off to a south-westerly direction towards Tahiti, which is only 192.8 miles to run. So if the wind's coming from this way, it's nearly downwind sailing, so any strong winds and waves we should be able to handle it.
Basically having a horrible time at the moment. Hit by squall after squall, and the wind's turning. We're heading south, and then we're heading southwest, and then we're heading west. So yeah, not very nice at the moment, so we're just both staying downstairs, really keeping a lookout, but I'm not gonna go in the rain, and as you can see, it's just not very nice at the moment at all. What a contrast from yesterday, it's crazy. We got a bit of blue sky, which is a very welcome sight. We've just been discussing the sea state. It's quite steep, isn't it?
Yeah, some of the waves are quite steep and some of them are breaking. Look at this, it's quite steep. We're close to our port side. There's a bank, a 500 metre depth bank, and all around it here it's like 4,000 metres. So all the water's being pushed up over the bank, which is causing this steep, nasty looking chop.
Hoping it settles down.
Yeah, once you get into more steady, steeper water, it should be flattened out a bit.
Yeah. Meanwhile, our speed is quite good. We got 14 knots from just below 120, and we're doing 4.5 to 5 knots.
Looking at the latest weather data, from Onshore, from our garment, from one of our patrons, and expecting to pick up this evening 20-25 knots, by 8 o'clock 27 knots, and overnight about 25 to 27, early tomorrow morning up to 29 gusts, that is, so not sustained. So probably tonight we'll probably just run on a triple reef main, and that's it.
See how we go.
How we go. Oh, I got to admit this morning I'm feeling pretty perky. Just need to lay down on my back and relax. Every time I sit up or try to concentrate on something or read something or look at a screen, it makes me feel dizzy. I always feel a bit perky if it's been totally flat calm and then it's like a washing machine, or if you've been in an anchorage and then you go out in strong winds. It takes me a good 24 hours to get used to the lumpiness, and my brain goes all frazzled, and I don't like it. Well, it's blowing 15 knots.
Yes, perfect at the moment. Beautiful.
Now,
keep it like this, please.
On a deep broad reach, we're doing 5 to 5.5 knots, and as you can see, I'm not being thrown around. It's comfortable. The sun's out. Now this is the perfect sailing conditions.
It's lovely. It's supposed to be blowing 25 knots, and Adam keeps on saying it's gonna blow 30 knots, it's gonna blow 30 knots, I'll get some really good camera shots tomorrow. And I'm like, no, I don't want it to get good camera shots. I want it to blow
15 knots.
20 knots max, not 30,
yeah.
Please.
Yeah, it's been about a lull now for about an hour. It was blowing a hoolie. Look at this, beautiful out here now. Still going to keep the deep treble reef mainsail tonight. A little bit of jib. Job's a good one. There's a little view of downstairs. This is what she's been like over the last 9 days, well, 7 days today. Luke's got his bunk set up, sea bunk. And for tea, Luke wants tuna pasta bake with more noodles, because there wasn't enough noodles in there last time.
Oh, I've been having a hankering for noodles ever since. What's wrong?
Is that a whale? No, it's a wave. It's alright, it's a wave. I thought it was a whale going.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. Luke's a nervous Nelly.
Adam's giving me funny looks again, but
He's always nervous when he gets
I'm
down.
nervous. I'm nervous. I always seem to go on camera and go, I'm nervous. In fact, I feel a little bit scared. I always say the same thing, but you know, it could expect 25, 30 knots tonight, and the sea is totally different from last night. It's like last night was glassy, beautiful, and tonight is like, looks angry, and I always think, oh, I shouldn't go on camera and say I'm nervous because I'm going to sound like a bloody wimp, but it's not that. It's I got a lot of respect for the sea, and the sea is an absolute beast. It's a beast. It doesn't, the sea has got no personality. If it wants to blow 40 knots for 3 days, it will just do that, even though you're begging and you can pray to God that it won't blow. It will just totally ignore you. It's got no conscience at all, and that's what it is. It's not like a human being where you can reason with them. You can't reason with the sea. It just does what it wants, and it makes me nervous sometimes, and I'm a little bit nervous for tonight. I'm sure everything will go okay, but nervous I am.
5 AM in the morning, and it's blowing an absolute hoolie out there. And about 20 plus knots, and we're going down with it, gusting through the rigging. Pretty rough. Yeah, it's not very nice, is it, Luke? It's a bit unnerving. Yeah, the noise of it, like screeching through the rigging and stuff. I've just been asleep and Luke's woken me up now. I'm gonna go and watch, keep an eye on the situation. Still got third reef in the main, a little patch of Genoa. We're flying along about 5.5 to 6 knots. It's yeah, it's dark, makes it all worse in the dark. Good morning all, a happy Saturday morning to you all. And what a morning it is. Look how rough it is. Oh dear. It's windy. We had a very windy, bumpy night last night. Not much sleep to be had. First half of the night wasn't too bad, and then it picked up quickly. And then it started raging. One of them nights where you just kept looking at the clock all night long, thinking, when is it going to be morning again? Because this sucks. ETA, possibly midnight tonight at this speed. If that's the case, we're going to be anchoring outside the reef. There's a couple of anchorages. Well, there's one main anchorage outside the reef, and there's one that goes in. It's another alternative to go in if you arrive at night. You don't want to go through the main reef because it's very narrow into the main inside of the reef at night. Don't want to do that. We'll just see how it plays out today and this evening.
Changed our sail setup this morning. We got a single reef main and we got the Genoa out on the port side on the pole. It's because we went too far south in the night, cutting into the waves, so we would have realised in the night we could have bared off we could have gone off the winds. How do you say it?
Yeah, bared off.
We could have bared off the winds and made it more comfortable in on board, but instead we were chopping into the waves a bit. But we've gone too far south, so we're just going to push back north again. We should be okay though. On the edge up main though, isn't it? It's okay. The waves are taking Neppy over a bit. She takes a little while to get her bearings again.
Sometimes it's just nice to stand up here and give you the view that I'm looking at and watch Atlas surf on some of these waves. So elegant. I love how the way she shapes. She's cut through the water. She's not beamy and fat. She's thin, and dart-like and slippery. Classic shape. Lovely. They don't make boats like this anymore. So it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon, last day at sea. Hope to arrive at our destination sometime tonight. Fingers crossed, maybe about midnight, so we can get our heads down on the hay.
Gonna get a few hours sleep, aren't we?
For a little bit. The plan is to get a few hours sleep. We'll probably get up then about 6 the following morning. We'll make our way 13.5 miles down to the cut in the reef to get into the main area inside the reef, find a place to anchor, and then go to the shops and get something nice for tea in the big supermarket that's there. It's gonna be really nice, isn't it?
Yeah. Meanwhile, we're flying, aren't we?
Yeah, zooming along.
We're going really fast. It's gone a bit cold.
Bit cloudy, the sea's flattened out a bit. We're taking the reef out the main, there's only 2 in it. It's nice and steady. Looking forward to eating some food, getting the evening done. And getting there really. And last night we didn't have much sleep at all, both of us. Just really not much sleep at all, because it was super rough.
You can see it there. Tahiti. You can see it.
Yeah.
In the distance there. Is there 2 lumps?
Surrounded by mountains. By cloud, I mean.
Yeah.
See the edge of it there, and it goes up into the cloud. There's 2, there's another island there. See that island right ahead of us?
Yeah.
There's another one there, it's further away.
You can see it, 28 miles. Woohoo! Made it. We are about 10 miles away from where we're going to anchor. I wish we could film it, but we can't because it's dark, so I'm just going to have to wait until the morning now. I'll let you know when we're really close.
On the final approach now, about 4.5 miles there, and then we can turn in. We're going to go around this blue patch, around here, and then up to the anchorage just in here, where a few boats have anchored, and so it's nice there to wait. Nice place to anchor overnight, to wait until light. No, wait until in the morning. Sorry, we're quite tired.
Just got the engine going now. We've got about 1.2 miles to go. Just making our way in. Sorry we can't film anything, it's dark anyway, so. And we're just trying to get all our concentration into getting this right, so we don't get anything wrong. Anchored. It's unbelievable, isn't it?
It's like a lake, completely flat, calming.
Completely flat.
Unbelievable. It's 12:15.
Look at the pouch, it's not even moving.
Put 40 metres of delicious chain on the floor.
Yeah, another one, job done. Yes, another passage done. 9 days.
9 days.
Oh, it was a good one, this one.
Yeah.
See you in the morning. Because the bus that we went on, it turned out it was the wrong bus.
Cheese loving Welsh brothers, and I think anyone can do it. Rubber buckets! So excited! Join us next week for more delicious content. Thank you to all our amazing supportive patrons for making this adventure possible.